Y'all, welcome back to my channel. Please excuse the crazy look that I have going on as usual. It is Saturday here. Very chill day. I have no big plans. I am going to sit my butt either in my bed or in my lift chair because the past few days have been crazy busy. My kids start school next week, actually this coming Monday. So we had orientations, we had school schedule pickups, just everything for getting ready for back to school. So 3 days ago we had sixth grade orientation, and that one was the one that pretty much did me in. It was not one area. We had to stand in line, get our schedules, listen to a little speech in the cafeteria, walk all over to various places because, in middle school they have like 6 classes. So we go there, meet each teacher, get the list, introduce myself and my husband and my son, talk a little bit about what's going on in our world with my health because it's very important that all of their teachers know and are on the same page when it comes to why I'm not present at the school a lot, why I stay away from the school, but I keep in communications with all teachers because schools have a lot of germs, and when you're on aggressive immunotherapy, you're advised to stay away from those areas the best that you can. Obviously, if there's a child that's sick of mine that I need to go pick up, I have no choice. But I don't really drive because we have one car. So I don't send my kids to school sick, especially I know how bad it would be for my health if, my kid brought home a sickness because someone else decided not to keep their kid home from school. But it happens. So they were very understanding and, concerned for us. And they, said they're sorry, stuff like that. And that's not what I wanted. I just wanted to let them know that my health is very not in the best place at the moment with needing a double lung transplant. We don't know when that's going to happen. So I want to let them know that if you see his mood change, there could be something going on with me medically, and it just depends on the situation. I do not pull them out of school unless it's needed for a serious reason. I always schedule appointments and anything I have going on while they're at school so they don't miss any days unless, like I said, there's an emergency and you can't help it or they're sick themselves. So they're like, that's fine. And if you need them to be out for something and you're sick and you need them, that's totally fine. My oldest son is very lucky with teachers this year because none of them give out homework unless they have work they didn't finish in class. That's the only time they would bring work home. So that was great to hear. So we left after that, and then not yesterday, the day before, we had class schedule pickup for my daughter, which was, in and out, but it was still a walk across the campus and stuff like that. So I was still exhausted after that trip, and sixth grade orientation had me out because, like I said, it's Florida, it's hot, and we were walking all over the campus to various places, and I could just tell the heat was already affecting me the instantly that we were out and about. My hands get swollen, my feet get swollen. I just hurt. All my joints turn to like you need to oil your joints up because they just don't want to function anymore. That's how it was feeling. So the pickup was in and out for my daughter, but again, I walked a crazy amount doing that, so I was still exhausted. And then I had a rheumatologist appointment that same day. So that took forever, and I'll get into that. So we went to that appointment, and then yesterday we had my youngest son's orientation at second grade. So that was actually really fast. It was really funny too because my husband dropped me and my youngest son off that went. My other two, they're old enough to stay at home for a little bit, so we let them stay home because my daughter wasn't feeling good. So we got dropped off at the door, waiting in line while he parked because there was everyone from kindergarten to second grade was orientation that day. So there was not that good of parking, and I'm not walking that far. So he went and parked. We went in. We had found where my son's class was gonna be, and it was so cute because the principal was out in the courtyard and saw Bobby and came up to me and was like, your son is the most sweetest, loving little boy. You're very blessed to have him. He's just so caring towards others and such a smart young man. And Bobby was hugging him, and that just like melted my heart. And I was like, I know. I was like, he is very sweet little boy, and he's very kind, and he wants to be everybody's friend. So it's really sad to see when he comes home like, so and so didn't want to be friends with me, and you're just like, those kids are jerks. Like, I'm trying to teach him that not everybody wants to be your friend, and that sucks for them because Bobby would be a great friend, but that's just kids growing up and being mean. A lot of kids just, you know, don't care. And a lot of kids are just mean as they get older. And it sucks. I wish I could keep kids that innocence, just a little longer. But it's part of growing up, I guess. So anyway, we made our way towards his classroom, and I already knew about the teacher, like who he was going to get. I requested her as many times I could request her when you fill out paperwork for the next school year. And so I was really excited that he ended up getting her after all, because it's not guaranteed you're going to get the teacher you requested. So we went in there, and I had talked to her a little bit and signed what I needed to, had all my papers, and she didn't have a specific school supply list. So that made my job a lot easier. It was just basics she said that I needed. So we talked, and I joked. I was like, my husband is still not here. I was like, by the time he even makes it to your classroom, we're going to be gone, like done. So we, like I said, I mentioned to her about my health as well to keep her in the loop of things as well. And it was a good visit. I took a picture, which if you follow me on Instagram, I've posted pictures of, our little few days of outings of what we done, and a picture of my son with his teacher from yesterday. And as soon as we were done, finished up, I saw my husband coming. He walks in and he's like, oh God, it feels so good, the air conditioning. And I was like, okay, well, we're done. And he's like, what? I was just laughing. I'm like, it doesn't take that much. I was like, it's just meeting her, signing what you need to, getting all the papers you need, and that's basically it. He was like, okay, well, whatever. So left again. He went back to get the car while I waited, but he took our youngest, and then we had to go to our school supply pickup. Now, this summer has been really tight for us financially, and having 3 kids and needing school supplies for various, classes and schools and different school supply lists, it gets crazy expensive. And you all know, if you have kids, how expensive it can be. I know a friend of mine has 2 kids, and she spent $100 on just the school supplies for her 2 kids. So I had signed up months ago and through an organization for military families called Operation Homefront, and it's a school supply drive that is for military. So I was very excited that I signed up early enough to get in and get help with school supplies. I didn't know what I was getting. All I know is that any help was going to be appreciated. So we didn't expect what we got. So we ended up going there yesterday, and it was not a long process. We went in with the paper, they sign you in. Outback was there, so they gave us vouchers for food. We got, free coupons for burgers, for Whataburger, just a lot of good stuff. We went into the room and they had 31 lunch totes for lunch boxes to give out. So we got those, and we got 3 backpacks that were full with school supplies. Got my daughter a purple one that she said if they had to get her purple. My son got a gray backpack, my older boy, and then my youngest picked out a clear backpack with school supplies. Once we got home and I could go through it and get the list that I had from teachers, we don't have to get anything but like 3 items now. We just need like red pens, school dividers, and notebooks, and that's it. Like everything was covered with this, and that was just like, oh my God, like I was like thanking them so much, like wrote a thank you card to them, signed a thank you sign. I've been tagging them on my post that I posted about the school supply, thanking them, because this is an amazing organization for families like us and others that need help. Even if you don't need help, to me, in my eyes, my husband's military. Military men and women deserve, to me, all the free stuff that you can get, okay? They put their lives on the line every day. They work gruesome hours every day. What's a few free school supply items? Why does it matter if they get a 10% discount at any store? It shouldn't matter. They do more than the normal person does in this country. So, I tell my husband, yes, we needed the help. Even if we didn't need the help, I was like, I would still sign up because, we make it maybe paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes we don't, depending on if there's an emergency and we have to spend that extra money that we had on something. So, in my eyes, I told him, you should get free things here and there for if it's for your kids, for you, for us, it doesn't matter to me. You're serving our country. My husband is going to retire 20 years in a few years. So yeah, you've, dedicated 20 years of your life to this country. I don't think it should matter if you signed up and got free school supplies, which it doesn't, because it's not just people that are struggling that can get the school supplies. It's for military families. It's like them giving back. So it really helped us out a lot, because this year was a little harder. And yeah, we have family that would probably, help us out and stuff like that, but we don't like constantly having to ask them to help us. So it just made us feel better knowing that this was there. So, they have backpacks, lunch totes. I had water bottles already. So they're completely ready for school. We just have to get a couple kids new shoes, and that's pretty much it. They are set. They have new clothes. So a lot of that stress was taken off our shoulders. So it's pretty much all what has been happening. Back to my doctor appointment. We literally sat for 2 hours because I had labs done the week before, and they did not send the labs over, but they also didn't say I needed to bring labs. So we had to wait for a while for them to get all these labs done, and I was not in the best mood because I was already hurting from walking around earlier all over school. It's hot, you want to leave, but it was a good visit because I have a new doctor and she's very thorough, been over a lot of things, and she approved to work with my pulmonary doctor and start Cytoxin, and it's a chemo drug for my lungs. It's not going to improve anything. It's not going to make anything better. It's really just to keep me stable for as long as possible until I hit that goal of when I can get new lungs. Now, this is a short-term medication. It's like 6 months, and then after that I take a little break from medication, and then I start a different drug. So it's kind of scary because I there's a lot of risk involved, like infection, cancer risk that can happen from taking the medication. Um, just a few things that you have to watch out for, which I will be. They're going to be checking my blood, my white blood count 2 weeks after, just to make sure it's not too high or too low. And if anything is in the dangerous levels, they're going to scale back the meds or stop them and start a different medication. So I am very nervous because I've never been on this medication, and it's a more aggressive med that I've ever been on. So we will see what happens. I'm just ready to make sure my lungs don't decline. All that matters to me is that I stay where I'm at and I don't keep going down. Because right now, I would not be able to get lungs yet. I haven't done what I needed to qualify. So I'm not even at my goal weight, which I don't know at my weight that I am. I'm 177. If they would say, yeah, that's okay, we could do it, that would be amazing. But it's not the weight I was told initially that I need to be. So we'll see with how everything goes. And I get CT scans of my lungs all the time. I see my pulmonary doctor regularly, like I'm supposed to. It's just very stressful. And now my kids are starting school Monday, so it's like, here comes the craziness, back to crazy life. So yeah, that's pretty much all that's been going on. Tomorrow, the only thing we have planned is I want to go to the pool and relax. I have not done that at all this summer. My kids have gone with my husband, but every time we as a family have time to go, I'm either in so much agonizing pain that I can't move and I don't want to go, or my time of the month visits me. So yeah, the one time I actually had a UTI really bad, and you can't go to the pool with that, so that sucked. So anyway, I hope I didn't just jinx myself for tomorrow, because I'll be really pissed. So I'm going to get off here so I can finish eating these. I'm not going to stay on to just eat little pepperonis, because that would take me forever, because I have to space it out, and I'm trying to eat a cheese stick because I'm trying to get this protein in. It is very hard to get 75 grams of protein in a day. I think I exactly hit 75 grams a few times. I get very close to it, but I don't get exactly 75 grams, and that's stressing me out. My hair is still very thin. I am going to get some biotin for my hair, but other than that, nothing major has been going on besides my weight, which I'm very glad to see. I have to go and get some new clothes because a lot of my clothes are looking crazy big on me now. So I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.